know that in 2009, the University of Berkeley actually had a course on StarCraft theory and strategy? I'm sure I would have failed that course, but at least I would have paid attention. And if I ever saw somebody with that course on their transcript, I would hire that dude. Low ground pylon for Protoss, better do those intros. Our Zerg player used to be part of a secret government agency, but then he went rogue!
Current world rank 8.
Some people are satisfied with an average number of Paxes, but not our Protoss player. He wants the MaxPax!
Current world rank 28.
With our essentials covered, we can see we have a gate and go for MaxPax and a hatch first for Rogue. Though we do have an extra unaccounted for drone for Rogue. Oh, he's just checking for proxies. I can relax. I thought there was going to be something crazy there. Well, maybe it is crazy. He's stashing them there. I think Rogue might suspect a cannon rush. He's got him in position to block a pylon. And MaxPax has put down a forge. Rogue is a genius. He's completely predicted this. Oh, his drone is left to follow the probe. MaxPax's probe is gonna see that the spawning pool and extractor have gone down at the normal time. Forge is about to finish. I think that probe is off for mischief. Drone is on his tail. Oh, MaxPax blocks him out. Even though he knew it was coming, he still couldn't stop it. So it's a low ground cannon rush here on Romanticide. Clearly there will be no love lost in this game. Now, is this a rush just to kill the hatchery? Or is the endgame for the whole shebang where he tries to get cannons up on the high ground? There's our first cannon wedged in between two pylons, making it very hard to get to. The spawning pool's about to finish. Let's see what Rogue does with it. Spine crawlers, try to tech up, or just try to overpower it. He's gonna tech up. He's gonna put down a roach warren. Possibly Ravagers, which as we've seen from people like Cyril and Scarlet, are so good against cannon rush. First cannon's coming in now. It immediately goes to work on that hatchery. Two more cannons are on the way to join it. MaxPax is not going all in here. He's building his cyber core back home. The name of the game is to do more damage than he spends. Rogue's got a queen coming out at that natural. MaxPax cancels cannon number 3. Very cost efficient. He's using his probe for high ground vision. No structures. The roach warren's gonna finish up. Rogue has banked up money for this. 3 roaches go into production. Meanwhile, back at the Protoss ranch, MaxPax expands and starts up a Stargate. He's also making an adept, which can deal with the lings that Rogue has sent over. The roach count is going up to 5, and we do have a pylon on that high ground. And MaxPax does get that hatch. Rogue is so efficient, he makes sure to use all the larvae before the hatch goes down. The above ground pylon completes, so that cannon can now shoot up top. That's gonna make this that much harder to clear out, but the Ravagers are here. Hard, did I say hard? I think I meant hard like the way a hot knife goes through butter. Look at this, Rogue is just gonna clean this right up. What MaxPax has achieved though, is a 1-base Zerg with a huge early investment in roaches and Ravagers. Probably not what Rogue wanted. Meanwhile, Protoss has a Void Ray coming out, and his Nexus at his natural is just about done. And it's convenient that that Void Ray's about to pop out, because there is a probe leading a couple of lings towards it. Why don't you pick on someone that's absolutely not your size? The Void Ray chases off the lings and is going to be disappointed to discover that Rogue has evacuated the overlords. Oh, that poor adept. This is not the normal timing where you just see 1 or 2 queens. There's Ravagers all over the place. And they have very limited ground to defend. I guess MaxPax really wanted a quick scout. Possibly so he could see what he could do with his Void Ray. I kind of like this. He's continually adding waves of pressure on the Zerg. You really can't let a player of Rogue's caliber get into a comfort zone. Void Ray comes in. He's going to find a creep tumor and pick that off. But rather than defend, the Ravagers are going to push out. Does MaxPax have enough at home to deal with that? He's gonna find an Overlord to make up for the one he was denied earlier. Sorry, this is like mandatory viewing for me. Oh, and is he gonna get a queen too? The second one's not here yet. No, Rogue has put up a spore. So that's gonna give the queen somewhere to retreat to until her insectoid sister arrives. And now comes the Oracle follow-up. This is continual pressure. But Rogue is ready to counter here. There's not much for defense for Protoss. Oh, he's gonna recall his Void Ray. Oh, Rogue gets a critical pylon. But MaxPax has the replacement ready. Everything comes back online except for one warp gate. The Oracle and the Photon Cannon are gonna chase everything away. That Void Ray wasn't even necessary. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse than it was. And now MaxPax is gonna be in a position to go for a double Oracle dive. He's got 2 out on the map. He's also working on a Twilight Council. Rogue, though, does have a healthy number of spores. He knew he didn't have the queen count, so he took steps to compensate. The Oracles pack up and initiate their dive. Pulsar beams are active. 2 drone kills. Just damage to shields. That's good enough to put Protoss ahead on workers. Rogue's in a bit of an ugly position. He's got the bigger army, but it's inflated roach supply. And it's not terribly effective against the air units that MaxPax is sporting right now. MaxPax is actually going to be the first to get a third. It looks like it's going to be Protoss's early lead to lose. Rogue tries to make a third, but MaxPax's Void Ray's on it. Oh, but here comes the anti-aerial defense force. The hatch is rescued. Rogue needed that. Look at this, resonating glaives for Protoss, and he's adding gates. He's just gone up to 4. There's our opening warp gate ceremony. I was not expecting a glaive rush here. MaxPax is really bringing out the onion attack. Layers, layers, layers. The Oracles can't really get in on the right-hand side anymore. The defense is set. But if they can draw the defenders towards them, there's still that Void Ray on the left-hand south side of the base. He's going after that third again. The Queens have to scramble back to defend. The Void Ray found a way around the spore. But as nifty as this is for MaxPax, Rogue is holding. Rogue has clawed his way back to the worker lead. And he's making the jump to lair tech, as well as finally getting around to add that very late Ling speed. MaxPax has started a robo and he's doubled up on his Void Rays. He wants to see if that's going to change his success. Rogue has repositioned that spore though, and his third is actually complete now. But if MaxPax can suck enough defenders up to his Void Rays, maybe his Oracles can sneak in again, because it doesn't look like the Void Rays are having any success at the third. Oh, but this isn't just a 2-pronged attack anymore. There's a bunch of adepts on the way now. The resonating glaives upgrade has completed. This is going to be a multitasking orgy. Rogue kills an Oracle. Here come the adepts. Rogue speed is not yet done. They are shading for the main. There's nothing to block them. But the Ravagers will pick up that shade. Hit complete. That is a lot of adepts for Rogue to deal with. MaxPax has killed a Queen and a Roach, but not too much in the drone department so far. His Oracles and Void Rays are joining the attacks, and now the drones are starting to die. The Queens get 1 Void Ray, they're about to get another, they get them both. But the drone kills are flying up, that's 17. That is a lot, but at least the Adepts are down to some pretty manageable numbers. They shade right into the Queens. MaxPax really wanted to try to finish off that hatchery, but the Queens were there with the transfuse. Poor MaxPax has been trying to bring down that third all game. Rogue just won't let him have it. Okay, we're just about cleaned up here. This is sort of the last gasp. But with 19 drone kills, MaxPax has an 18 worker lead. Protoss is significantly out-resourcing the Zerg. And he's adding a full presidential term worth of additional gates. 4 more gates! 4 more gates! Rogue has his lair tech. He's putting down an infestation pit. And he's finished that all-important Roach speed. MaxPax is not taking his foot off the gas. He sends back his Oracle just to keep Rogue on the back foot. But back foot nothing. Rogue's gonna put down a 4th. Rogue's a pretty special player. He takes a beating and somehow comes out stronger for it. MaxPax is getting blinked now, and he's adding Immortals. +1 attack for both players is underway. Rogue keeps adding to his Roach Ravager count. He might be planning an attack of his own. MaxPax has saved one of his Oracles, and he's been really diligent about tagging Rogue's army. MaxPax is starting to build a little bit of a death ball. He's filling it out with some sentries. What it doesn't have right now, though, is any splash. No Archons, no Colossi. Rogue has started Hive Tech. MaxPax has put a Warp Prism on his Christmas list. Santa's gonna come early this year, in approximately 36 seconds. I feel like Rogue wants to push out, but he's deterred from doing so because his army keeps getting tagged. Nobody likes it when their troop movements are public knowledge. So MaxPax is really going for an Immortal Sentry composition. He's just bouncing out with a lot of stalkers. Hydra Den for Rogue. He's not sitting on just roaches after all. MaxPax wants to make a play for the 4th. He's positioning himself so that Rogue's army will be on the wrong side of it. There's that hive halfway done. But Rogue isn't the only one looking to make a 4th base. And MaxPax isn't the only one looking to shut one down. Rogue's got the counterattack. That's not a lot of lings, but there's not a lot of defense there. The much bigger conflict is on the Zerg side of things. MaxPax gets that hatch down to yellow. Rogue gets the cancel, and he's gonna get a bonus stalker. And MaxPax's main force is on the run. The momentum has shifted. The players are now pulling in resources at approximately the same rate. Oh, look at this. Rogue's looking to cut off the retreating Protoss forces. The battle of bridges. Who can outmaneuver who here? This is why Romanticide is a cool map. Oh, MaxPax is gonna recall. He recalls everything but his stalkers. That leaves Rogue slicing his own Zerglings with his biles. I don't think Rogue appreciates those stalkers were left behind. They're able to make a sneak attack like a backstab now, and they do. Fortunately for Rogue, he's got lings there, and stalkers do not do lings. It's true, most stalkers have a bumper sticker that actually says, "I don't do speedlings." And as the saying goes, you can blink, but you can't hide. Curse you, super slow cooldown! Oh, Warp Prism comes out of nowhere and saves 4 stalkers. If only there was room in the ship's hull for the remaining 2, they get torn to pieces. And there's this wayward sentry, he's pretty doomed. I'm just a helpless Christmas snow globe. But Rogue is not feeling festive. He prefers holiday traditions like kill the rocks. He's got a lurker den finishing up, and he's making hydras. And he's getting groove spines. The range upgrade, he's feeling groovy. So groovy, he's getting a 5th base. MaxPax wants splash in his death ball. He's trying to quickly get Colossi with that extended thermal lance. The Oracle tags Rogue's main army. But Rogue's like, I'm at your front door. There's no secret here. Okay, that Protoss death ball's looking a little healthier. It's still kind of undersized compared to what the Zerg is wielding. Rogue is maxed and he's adding in his first lurkers. To sport his shiny new tech, he's gonna want to be trading. That makes him oh so dangerous. He sends some roaches around the back for a surprise attack, but they get intercepted by a herd of stalkers. With their bonus damage against armor and superior numbers, they just win that fight. Suiciding stalkers really opens up supply though. That means more lurkers are on the way. The seismic spine upgrade's about to complete. With a range of 10, they can just slightly edge out the extended thermal lance of the Colossi. Positioning will be everything. Or Protoss can switch to disruptors. MaxPax gets a look at the newly designed Zerg army and decides he wants to pull back. Oh, look at that. He saw the lurkers. He immediately starts making disruptors. And the Zealot leg upgrade. And a Templar archive. A battle duck would be helpful. Those Archons have the shields to actually survive a hit from those lurker spines. Meanwhile, with his 4th up and running, MaxPax actually has the mineral lead again. Hydra speed on the way, as well as adaptive talons. That's where the lurkers start burrowing at speeds that makes them look like the Roadrunner. You thought the ground was solid, but it's actually rice pudding. Oh, Rogue is slowly getting a position on that 4th base. Disruptors are gonna be essential. Oh, another sneak attack by the roaches, a quick warp in to save. Can those stalkers buy enough time for some army to come and help? A lone Colossi comes to reinforce, the roaches pounce on it. Battery overcharge keeps it alive. MaxPax cannot warp in fast enough. Oh, the stalkers are here, they've blinked over to the rescue. The roaches pull back. But while that's going on, Rogue is advancing. He's got Vipers now, have ducks going down on the high-value targets. Rogue's also making a Spire. A bunch of Vipers, but also a Spire. Rogue's pulling back. MaxPax is maxed. Having that 4th base has given him the economy he needs to get back into the game. Rogue's dropping spine crawlers on all his outlying bases. He knows Zealot run-bys is probably on the menu. It really has become Protoss' standard operating procedures. Triple Evos. Rogue wants to complete the upgrade bingo. He's getting adrenal glands. +3 missile attack. MaxPax has got his first Archon, but I really want to see if the Disruptors can turn this around for him. Here come the shots! Oh, it is a treat to see expensive lurkers get blown apart like that. Rogue tries to retaliate, but that's when the Colossi get their licks in. Rogue pulls back patiently. He knows he needs to do this right with his Vipers. MaxPax tries to circle around. He's got his Disruptors coming off cooldown. This is a big clash. Force fields, they cut off the roaches. Blink forward, he kills a Viper. Carnage everywhere. Rogue gets a Disruptor. Who's got this? Revelation goes down to reveal the burrowed lurkers. And then Protoss swings to the Zerg base in the top right corner. Rogue rotates to defend. Oh! Huge Disruptor hits. How is MaxPax doing this? Zerg is charging forward. Protoss is pulling back. Protoss is making Disruptors 2 at a time. Zerg making Hydralisks 18 at a time. Oh, the Vipers are going fishing. 1, 2, 3 Disruptors. Do we have 4? No, because there are no more. He got every single one and the Oracle. Oh, Rogue just took the boost to him, reminded MaxPax who is the champion. Every time it looks like Rogue is out, he goes and does that. Zerg has a commanding supply lead now. No bank though. He's got to do it with the units he has. Both players are starting to mine out. Their forward bases have become ultra high value. The abducts on 2 Colossi make for some fantastic visuals, as does the disruption shots. Sorry, Purification Nova. And once again, Zerg has position on that Protoss 4th. MaxPax has retreated up his ramp for safety, but that's gonna leave Zerg with a big-time prize. As the class song goes, should I stay or should I go? Tough decision for MaxPax. Zerg has cut off the 4th and 5th base. Protoss is not enthused about having to go through those lurkers, but it looks like he might have to. Nova beams, nice hits. Hydralisk doing the slow motion floppy flop. Remember, when they're at full health, it takes 2 Nova beams to kill a lurker. Hydra, maybe about a third of one. Oh, here come the Vipers. You just know they're fishing for Disruptors. And boy, are the fish biting. What did he bait those hooks with? They gotta teach him not to eat worms in Disruptor school. That Nexus is doomed! Black scorch marks mar the perfectly white sand. And the fleeing probes inadvertently give away the location of their next base. There's no defense there. It's cut off. Rogue, ever the tactician, he only puts 3 lurkers on it, keeping the rest of his army back to block that choke. Ow, ow, ow! Yes, please! These are great, but Rogue is making lurkers faster than MaxPax can kill them at this point. MaxPax does have a carrier switch planned. His fleet beacon is done, he just needs to get the pennies together so he can get some carriers up. Protoss is about to lose another Nexus. That is a huge number of unemployed probes. But to be fair, there's not a lot of jobs in this Nexus poor economy. The changelings scrabble up the cliff and give vision to the Vipers. The Vipers grab the Disruptor. MaxPax is forced to flee again. He wants a position behind his shield battery. Oh, Rogue grabs his first carrier and the Hydras kill it, and that cuts out MaxPax's heart. It's a GG in what was a thriller of a game. There's got to be a handful of some pretty awesome replay shots in this one. And you can bet I'm going to be showing them all to you. But first, we got to do something uber important. Uber important. An alert viewer by the name of GFG has put me on to the mystery of the Protoss toilet. What exactly is this structure on the map romanticide? I intend to get to the bottom of this. What is this receptacle? Is it a bathroom for Archons and Colossi? Are those receptacles on the side fancy artisan baskets for holding toilet paper? And why is it steaming? GFG, you should know better than to tempt me with this kind of mystery. But thank you, my good sir. And now allow me to show some of the awesome micro that was in this game. And by micro, I really mean death animations. I don't know why something hit by a purification beam suddenly dies in slow motion, but I am not complaining. Oh, here's the triple abduct. This is how Zerg gets revenge on disruptors. And just in case the Colossi were feeling lonely, Zerg has some love for them too. Oh yeah. But when it comes to getting blown to pieces, it's really hard to argue with the Hydra. Their worm-like belly flops are truly spectacular. Oh, that was like an 8.5 right there. See you all soon. Happy holidays from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. To continue your StarCraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your StarCraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang StarCraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.